Okay, so this is the 2025 Toronto Grand Prix Women's 200 meter freestyle relay. We're looking at the ladies in lane 4. We're going to watch the whole race and then we're going to review.
Take your marks.
Nice swims. Okay, so coming from the start, looks like a pretty good position on the blocks. Set and there's the go. Let's see what moves first here. Expecting the go is there because Guile is beginning to pan right. And then we're correct. We see that back leg is firing. The head coming up was after the initial push. Good extension. That back leg kind of going north there. Maybe we could get a bit more drive back and down rather than having it flick up. Good extension on that front leg. They are meeting together pretty nicely. Pretty clean entry. Little short on the breakout in general, I'd say. We want to go a little bit farther on that. Hard to tell from this perspective and this quality. If the fingers are all together there, it looks like they could be a bit of a jumble. But if they're good, then they're good. Great breakout, great power. Let's watch full speed here. Really nice power. Very nice strength, keeping it up. Hopefully that was your last breath. There was another breath there. We would just like to see maybe the last 10 meters unobstructed by breathing. Coming in, we get another stroke in. Looks like we do. Hard to tell distance to the wall from this perspective. But, okay, there's probably our final stroke now. Taking a look at our second swimmer here. We're in the backing up. Our arms are coming down. I think our touch is there. I have been downloading videos back and forth between different softwares. I think I'm looking at this video in 60 frames per second, so each frame here is very, very, very small. It could be in 30 frames per second, so it'd be obviously twice as many hundredths of seconds as 60 frames per second. I think I'm shooting at 60 frames per second. Not going to do the math, haven't figured that out quite in this moment, but each frame is maybe a couple of hundredths per second. So we have a lot of frames here before those feet leave after the touch. We want to get our timing down, ideally, so that we have what? Let's call that the touch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Maybe 29, 28 frames before the feet leave. I'm gonna guess that this isn't 60 frames per second. Calling it maybe, just less than 200ths of a second per frame. Let's just round up. 200ths of a second per frame. That's 0.15. I'm really messing up the math in my head right now. Regardless, 30 frames. Oh, so that's 0.6, obviously. There we go. Just doing the reverse math there. But so 0.6 of a delay on the relay takeover. We want to get that down to something like sub 0.2. So a little bit too late on the start there. But overall, very nice dive. That was a very, very clean entry. If we could do that kind of dive, but speed up the reaction time upon leaving the blocks, that's going to be dangerous. Looking like a pretty good underwater there. Great breakout. Let's go to full speed. Good job fighting these girls. That breath hurt us a little bit there. We could see that. I'm hoping no more breathing going in. Look at that. Nicely done. Good job, no breathing. Hopefully we can... Okay, so maybe we should have glided in there. We want to give our partners as clear and obvious signal as possible that when we're going to touch, and coming this close to as close as the wall as we get with our arm outreached. As you know what, I'm kind of happy with that second stroke, but honestly, I'd like to maybe have seen a real glide here, because your hand is, it could be up here, which maybe is a bit too far away. Maybe this second stroke is necessary, but you can see that you're not completing that stroke on the left arm, and we're also not landing with that right arm on full extension. You're turning your head so you don't headbutt yourself. So I kind of do think that maybe we should have glided in on that left stroke. A long touch is going to tell our starter exactly what's happening, and critically, without pulling the arm out from under them, pulling the proverbial rug out from under them. There's not a secret, sneaky half stroke that comes in and potentially messes up with their timing. They need to go through a full cycle, right? We want them to see us coming in at a given velocity, approaching, and the glide is going to be a maintenance of that velocity. There's not an extra opportunity. We don't want to be tricking these guys. We want to give them an obvious approach so that they can run that quick math in their head about when they need to be departing. As it stands, the touch is probably there. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, maybe 10 frames per second. Great takeover, swimmer number 3. Can't really tell y'all apart right now. 10 frames, going with the same assumption that this is about 200ths of a second per frame. There's our 0.2. And again, we were being liberal with that estimate, so it would actually be something less than 0.2, so we're just sub. It's a great reaction time, very competitive. This person, number 3, let's cut that down to 1. All right, cut the reaction time in half. Nice entry. We expect good entries on relay takeovers. There's so much more power to them. We want to see that arc and distance. Kind of short, though, on the breakout there. I'm making a guess that this is Tegan. What great power we're seeing on this takeover though, and obviously just eating up the field. Big breath. Is there another breath? Doesn't look like there's gonna be. I love a one breath 50. That looked like a pretty darn nice finish. It's hard to tell from this perspective, but I think that was probably the right call, taking that last stroke. That looked like it was pretty much on the money, seeing as we can see that you're landing in pretty much full extension. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2. So 21 frames, I'd say. I think this is Kayla. So around 0.4 reaction time. So we want to cut that down in half, get that down to the 0.2. Overall, pretty decent timings for you ladies, but we can definitely cut these reaction times off. Whatever time we end up with at the end of the race here, I wasn't paying attention when we were going through the initial race. Whatever time we end up with, it's the ideal is let's go with that 0.2 that swimmer number 3 had. We could pretty easily take over 0.2, 0.4, so a total of 0.6. Just more than half of a second off of the relay, and that's on takeovers alone. Nice breakout. Let's go full speed. Powering. Very quick breath. Love to see that. If I wasn't looking at it, you'd barely notice it happened. Another quick breath. Hopefully no breath coming into the wall. Dang, I like that. That looked like a great finish. Let's rewatch that. Last stroke coming in at full extension, absolutely, and sitting on that glide. Nicely done. Let's see what this time is. So 146.99. Not swimming any better than you ladies swam that, which was, you all swam it very nicely. Not swimming it any better, we could have had maybe a 146.39 just on relay takeovers alone. So something to work on. Really well, nicely done.